So, okay, one rifle to do it all. So the heart of any AR is going to be barrel, bolt carrier, and buffer systems. Some people leave out that back end, and it's not which buffer, but a correctly buffered for the gas port, the ammunition, and the whole deal, and suppressor configurations and all that stuff. But those three things kind of form the heart of any AR system, and depending on what you want to do with it. 12.5 is an awesome barrel length to be do-all if you have anything that requires compactness. Otherwise, 14.5, 16, will do you for a kind of a general rifle. With if you're not worried about getting in and out of vehicles or CQB type activities, but if those are involved, 12.5 still is a great compromise, and that you get enough velocity to be very, very usable at kind of not super extended distances. It's not the forte of 5.56 in general, but certainly at any reasonable expected employment range. So 12.5 I like. Rigid rail. There's a bunch of good rails out there, but rigidity is important. Certainly a negative space attachment system, M-LOK. It's another thing we're very proud of.
A little better than the quad rail. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly saves a little bit of weight as well as wear and tear on your gloves/hands. So M-LOK rail of some sort with the rigidity appropriate to the application. So certainly in anything you're going to put a bipod on, the rigidity demands are higher than something that you intend to be shooting offhand with a short rail and things like that at shorter distances. But still, laser deflection and things like that, rail mounted accessories, that's a very real thing to consider. A trigger you can shoot. So LaRue triggers, whether it's a LaRue or a Geisley or whatever your trigger of choice is, obviously, and if it's a dual rifle, certainly reliability and durability becomes a factor there. And then sighting system is probably one of the most critical elements in how you employ that rifle these days. And optics have totally changed the game with both rifles and handguns since the days of the M16A2 and the irons. Not that you can't do great things shooting in an easel at 500 meters with iron sights, but man, it's a lot easier to do PID, target identification, small partial targets, things like that. Saving the time of shifting focus with single focal plane from an optic where you're doing PID and then shifting to a sighting solution where you have to shift focus on irons and things like that are no longer an issue. The optics certainly, and various pros and cons from different sighting systems for the given application.